Hello, I hope you are doing well. We are doing the second part of the prepositions. Please don't be too stretched out in different directions about the prepositions. They will come intuitively. The only ones that you have to memorize are the ones that we've done with prepositions and adjectives, and today, now we're doing the prepositions and verbs, and then prepositions and objects. So let's look at something about time that I just want to remind you about, or teach you about, and then we'll look at some sentences and we'll expand our vocab and the way that we use it. AM and PM. Om 6 uur, at 6 o'clock. 6 uur in die oggend, 6 uur in die aand. 6 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock at night. So there's different ways of expressing the time of day. Om 6 uur is the correct way to use it, the proper way to use it. In contemporary Afrikaans, we've dropped that om. In English, you always say at 6 o'clock. Or maybe not, to say, okay, I'll see you 6 o'clock. But the right way to say it is, see you at 6 o'clock. Okay, so that om can be dropped, and many people do. And another thing is, many Afrikaans people don't use the voormiddag or the namiddag. They just use 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. because it's used so many times, and the calendars and your phone, everything is for a.m. and p.m. So we'll be using a few examples so that you can see how it's used. But I suggest you see what comes naturally to you. If you want to say om 6 voormiddag, go for it. If you just want to say om 6 uur in die oggend, go for it. Okay, so if you want to specify by saying ek sien jou 6 uur, and then the person might ask 6 uur? Okay, in die oggend of in die aand, or the meeting's at 3 uur. Oh, in die oggend. Obviously that would, well, depending on your job, it would be 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. 3 voormiddag of 3 namiddag. So this is just a guide. You find what's comfortable for you to use if you want to say voormiddag, or if you want to say in die oggend of in die aand. My vlug vertrek om middernag na Johannesburg. My trein vertrek om 3 namiddag na Bellville. Let's just look at that 3 namiddag. You could have also said om 3 uur. Okay, that would have been fine. Okay, so my vlug vertrek om middernag na Johannesburg. That middernag is an exact time of the day. You know, it's 12 o'clock at night. So that's why it gets an om. You could have said om 12 uur in die aand, of om 12 voormiddag am. Okay, so that middernag is just a time, specific time of the day. My trein vertrek om 3 middag na Bellville. Once again, you could have said 3 uur in die middag na Bellville. Okay, ons het op maandag 'n vergadering in die kantoor. Op maandag, so this would be on the days of the week. Op maandag 'n vergadering in die kantoor. So what would you do if you wanted to add a time? Om 6 uur. So it would be the day first. Ons vertrek, soos vertrek. Ons het op maandag om 6 uur 'n vergadering in die kantoor. If you don't want that om, you can just say ons het op maandag 6 uur 'n vergadering in die kantoor. Do you want to add in die oggend? Sure. Ons het op maandag 6 uur in die oggend 'n vergadering in die kantoor. What an early meeting. Jou onderwyser was in 1985 'n baba. In and a month and a year. Okay. Die dae in December is lang. The days in December are long. Okay, so this would intuitively translate as the in and in. I just didn't want you to use the om for the month or op for the month or day. So ek verjaar in April op 'n maandag. Okay? Ek is volgende jaar, next year, 40 in April. I'm next year 40 in April. Okay. Now, let's look at these ones that you can learn off by heart. Bestaan uit. So it's a verb, preposition and an object together. Dit bestaan uit 100% vrugte. So in English it would have been, you can see it consists of 100% fruit. The translation of this of, you would have probably translated van. Dit bestaan van 100% vrugte. No, dit bestaan uit consists of. Oppas vir die honde. Beware of the dogs. Vergeet van jou probleme. Forget about your problems. Vertrou op die proses. Rely or trust on the process. So just want to say, so you can see here in Stompie, the first sentence started with the subject dit, the subject pronoun. But here it started with a verb, and we will do a lesson on this. This will be my very last lesson. When you have the Stompie sequence and you swap, you want to start with a verb. You go verb, subject, time, object, manner, place, infinitive. Stompie stays true to its word. Okay, if you're starting with time, time goes to the front. The second word is always the verb. Then you have subject, object, manner, place, infinitive. So the only real rule is that the verb the verb 1 is the second word there, which is great. It's such a great rule. Okay, so let's look at verbs and prepositions, not the objects per se, but there's verbs and prepositions. There's quite a list of them, but we'll do it together. Stuur die boodskap aan jou vriendin. Jou suster skryf aan haar kerel. Hulle behoort aan ons groep. So it's stuur aan, skryf aan, behoort aan. Send to, writing to, belong to, that aan. Hy sal aan die toernooi deelneem. Deelneem aan, participate in. Here, when you have participate in, and you would want to translate it to the Afrikaans, it's not going to be deelneem in, it's going to be deelneem aan. He introduced me, voorstel aan. Stel my voor aan jou ma. Introduce me to your mum. Voorstel aan. So aan follows, I wouldn't say different rules. So to, translated as to, in and to. So you can memorize these. It's always stuur aan, skryf aan, behoort aan, deelneem aan, voorgestel aan. Jou meisie dink aan jou. Hy dink oor die eksamen. Okay, so I dink oor die eksamen, something inanimate. Ek dink oor maandag. Okay, maar ek dink aan jou. Okay, I'm thinking about something special, something that's close to my heart. Ek dink aan ons partytjie. I'm thinking about our party. Ek dink oor die partytjie. I'm thinking about it. So what's going to happen? So jy kan dink aan, it's more closer to your heart, and dink oor is just thinking about it, hopping over it. Ons praat met die rugby speler. Praat met, speak with. Ek gee altyd my geld vir haar. Gee vir, give to. Sê vir Jan ek is siek. Tel Jan, sê vir, I am sick. Vra vir hulle of die werkers wil eet. Ask them if the workers want to eat. So just an overview of this page. Praat met, speak with. Combination, the verb and preposition combination. Gee vir, ek gee vir jou geld. Sê vir Jan, please note you're starting the sentence with a verb here. Vir, so the sê vir is together. Jan, the subject, that's the sê vir Jan, that's your first sentence. Comma, second sentence, ek is sick. Okay, ek subject, verb is, sick adjectives. Vra vir hulle of die werkers wil eet. Ask them. Vra vir hulle. Vra vir is your preposition and verb combination, always used together. Subject of die werkers wil eet. Ask them if they'd like to eat. Ek werk by die skool. I work at the school. Staan by die muur. Stand by the wall. Hy bedel kos by die winkel. He begs food from the shop. Can you see by is used in the Afrikaans, but 3 different words, prepositions are used in the English translation. At, by and from. So bedel by, staan by, werk by. Those combinations. Na. Hulle luister na die potgooi. They are listening to the podcast. Ek kyk na die berg. I'm looking at the mountain. My familie sien uit na die braai. Looking forward to. Sien uit, sien en uit. The na is just na, the preposition for na die braai, to the braai. Sien uit. Ek sien uit na ons partytjie. Ons partytjie. Okay, soos. We've done this when we've done degrees of comparisons. That's just another layer I'd like to add to that. Hy lyk soos my pa. He looks like my dad. The soos is to compare. Lyk soos. Lyk verb soos preposition combination. Lyk soos my pa. Lyk na is used to predict. Looks like she's going to eat all the food. Lyk na 'n moeilike vrou. She looks like a difficult woman. So you're kind of judging, dit lyk na 'n moeilike vrou. Sy lyk na 'n moeilike, she looks like to predict. So the lyk soos is compare, and the lyk na is predict. Okay, so we have done the prepositions. There are more prepositions, and if there are specific ones that you're struggling with, let me know. Email me at zani@afrikaanslessons.com, and we can discuss it and see where you're at and why the translation was funny. There are so many other combinations, but these were the biggest ones, the ones that you'll be hearing a lot and that you'll be using a lot. Good luck. One step at a time. You can do this. You can do this. Lekker dag.